Opening doors for business owners, families, and children. This week's episode of Venture Utah will take you down the rabbit hole to learn about how you can open doors for yourself and for others. But first, I want to talk to you about my good friend Jared Lee with NC Payments. Jared Lee with NC Payments is located in Centerville, Utah. He handles all things credit card processing. If you are a business and are accepting credit card payments, Jared would love the opportunity to take a look at your current processing fees. There's no cost and no obligation to have him do an analysis. Whether you are a new startup or a larger multi-million-dollar company, NC Payments has the options to customize credit card processing to your needs. They have unique tools that can help reduce costs and allow you greater access to get paid more easily from your customers. They are endorsed by many local banks and credit unions. They offer no contracts and have no cancellation fees. They also offer help and guidance to help you become PCI compliant and lower your rates even further. If you are local, Jared would love to come stop by and meet you to explore different options and cost savings for your credit card processing. If you aren't local, he'd love to set up a call with you and provide the same level of service. To reach out to Jared, just use the contact information below and make sure to let him know that we sent you. I can tell you I've personally worked with Jared and can attest that he is honest, forthright, and works very hard to make sure you get the best deal when you're accepting credit cards. Reach out to Jared today and make sure to tell him that we sent you. All right, this week we've got a few news stories of note. First, the Utah State Office of Rehabilitation is partnering with Sephora, a cosmetics company here in the state, to help workers with disabilities return to the workforce. There are over 150,000 adults with a disability in Utah, and finding work can be difficult for someone with a disability, even in the best economy. Disabilities can range from the physical to the mental, including post-traumatic stress disorder, and can put limits on the types of work and the number of hours individuals can work. Individuals with disabilities can offer fresh perspectives to the workplace, resulting in innovation, new ideas, and improved productivity. Gainful employment is also a powerful factor in helping an individual overcome the mental and emotional struggles that come hand in hand with their disability. In other news, the outdoor recreation industry is pretty big in Utah. Also, water is wet and the sky is blue. The news is that the Bureau of Economic Analysis has released a report showing the impact of outdoor recreation on the overall economy. And some of the information they provide in the report looks at the economic contributions of each individual state. For the purposes of the report, the Bureau included essentially all outdoor activity, including things like golfing and tennis, which changes the meaning of what's being measured. After all, the economic implications of tourism-based outdoor recreation such as boating, four-wheeling, and rock climbing are not the same as for sports such as tennis. One of the effects of that method of calculation is that the total dollar amounts of economic impact per state correlates pretty closely with how populated the state is. California, Texas, Florida, and New York top the list, while Utah is right in the middle of the pack at number 24. What's interesting is that if you calculate the impact of outdoor recreation as a percentage of the state's total GDP, Utah jumps to number 7th, behind Hawaii, Montana, Maine, Vermont, Florida, and Alaska. Outdoor recreation makes up 3.3% of Utah's entire GDP, which makes it a notable contributor to our economy. When you consider that the majority of our tourism industry also revolves around outdoor recreation, the impact of the outdoors becomes quite substantial. In a moment, I'm going to invite on TJ Menlove to talk about an intriguing app his company is developing and how it could affect the way you do business. But first, I want to talk to you about Smart Social. Smart Social is a local company that focuses on making sure your business is using social media effectively. From managing your profiles to creating content to running ads and marketing campaigns, they can help you make sure you are getting the best bang for your buck in using social media. With their custom software and amazing team, you can rest easy knowing that they will get your business new customers. They also offer coaching to help you make sure your business is doing things right, and while they normally charge $98 an hour to do this, for our viewers, they are offering a free hour of coaching. Just reach out to using the contact info below to sign up. That's SMRT Social, SMRT Social. Contact them and let them know you're a viewer of Venture Utah to get a free hour of coaching on your social media presence. Smart Social, there is no A because they work their A off for you. Love that. Okay, so now we're going to have TJ Menlove on to discuss an app that his company is developing, which I'm very excited about. TJ, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay. App.
It's called Your Personal Connection.
Okay, Your Personal Connection, YPC.
YPC.
Okay, so what is it all? So is this a dating app?
No, actually, it's a connector app. It's actually for creating new relationships, but not in a dating world, in the business world.
Okay. So how does it facilitate that? How does the app work?
So the app is all electronically based, of course, and what we provide is an electronic business card per se. Everyone realizes that when you get a business card from someone, as you're connecting, you're networking, you're trying to talk with them, they all intend you to call them back and give them a referral. What we find is that doesn't generally happen. What happens is you get the business card, put it in your wallet. Then then after it's in your wallet, where does it go?
The garbage, maybe.
Or on the dresser.
Yeah.
Or what, good intent to save it, but then it never gets saved. But then what happens is when someone comes along and says, hey, I need someone with heating and air conditioning or plumbing or someone in the pest control business, and you go, I met someone, but I don't have their number or their information right now, that business has lost out. And so has the person that could get the best referral ever on someone that could provide a service. Okay,
gotcha. So it's a digital business card.
Correct.
So it has all their contact information.
Correct.
What other functionality is available inside the app?
The nice thing with it is not only is it a digital business card, but it has a situation where when you have a phone, if someone else has a phone, they actually just turn on the camera and it actually takes a picture of the QR code, sends you right to their business card. But within the business card, this is what's unique, is that we provide not only what you do, but how you can help people in the industry you're in. How you can provide the best service, the best product, or whatnot. Additionally to that, we talk about having interpersonal communication and connections, such as things that people will remember about you. Like I'm a big golfer, so I love to golf. I also have a dance club downtown, and I love to dance. And so if people don't remember anything else, even my comedian stuff I do as I do stand-up comedy, they can go in after they have scanned my business card, saved it in their contacts, and they can just type in the search bar, golf, comedian, dancing, and up will pop my contact as the first one on their list.
Oh, interesting. So if you don't remember their names, you just remember some of the things you talked about, you might be able to find them with that keyword.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what does YPC offer? I mean, that sounds pretty unique. What else does YPC offer that other apps in the space or other digital business cards don't?
Well, that's an interesting thing. A lot of people say, well, I've got CamCard or something like that, which is another brand name, just to take a picture of the business card, but you don't remember how you met them. So this allows you to add notes, to send them the notes of what you both took while you were talking together. You can actually immediately connect with them. The secondary thing that this does is it really gives you a chance to have an interpersonal communication with them. And the third thing is we provide a lot of teaching and provide a lot of education on how to market, your business, how to get the customers to really reach out to you, and how to remember you. Those are some very important things when you're talking about connecting in a networking standpoint, whether you're a real estate agent, insurance agent, plumber, you name it, it can go on and on and on. Everyone should have something like this.
Okay, so you're talking about additional content. Is that available through the app?
Absolutely.
And is that, kind of tell us more about that content.
Okay, so when you set up your business card, and we allow you to have up to 20 different business cards. We have some people that are attorneys. They do that, but they might have a side hustle on the other side. So they can create a different business card for everything. They get to pick which business card they share with that person. We also allow a personal card, and I have people who are dating that actually add a personal card so that when they meet someone, say, hey, here's my information. But within that, each business card, you can actually add the key information you want them to know about you with that specific card you select. So by allowing them to pull you up at any time and to now really connect with you down the road when they need your services or they want just your energy the most.
So I'm going to shift gears a little bit for a moment and ask, so whether it's a paper business card or a digital business card, these are tools.
Correct.
For business owners connecting with potential referral partners or people they can do business with. In your experience, and it sounds like you have a lot, what would you say are the key things, some of the key things that make a successful networker and connector different from an unsuccessful one?
Boy, I'm glad you asked that question, because one of the things I've learned is a lot of people, when they go into a networking meeting or a connection meeting, always want to try to sell that person on who they are, their business, and everything else. What I found, being an interpersonal coach, being a public speaker, and actually doing sales and marketing training for many companies, is that it's not about you, it's about them. And if we will really take the moment to get to know that person, to ask them the questions, you know, Stephen Covey has the old saying, seek to understand before you seek to be understood. I utilize that all the time. In other words, I want to ask questions. I want to seek to understand who they are, what they are, how I can help them, because a true connector will really provide their help for someone else before they require the reciprocation. They will earn that trust. They will earn that reciprocation. And I have found by learning how to do that, which we teach as part of our app, part of some of our training things we do, that you as well can learn how to connect with someone. But now all of a sudden you'll have business that will come in from people you didn't even know referred you, because part of this app, part of the business card allows you that when you meet someone, they can actually send your contact with all that information to that person, so they have the same information as if they met them face-to-face themselves.
Wow, okay. So something that I've noticed has made a big difference in my networking and sales efforts is the ability to keep track of where revenue's coming from. Just keeping track of everything. Is there, in the YPC app, are there ways to track referrals that have been sent or people who've shared your contact info, how many times it's been shared, and that sort of thing?
We don't have that at this time. It's not saying we can't develop that.
Sure.
Because we're in the process, being embryonic in this. We've actually been working on this for a few years. It's now up and running. It's robust. It's very good. But there's going to be some things we're going to change in the future.
Of course.
And we're going to, I'll call it sex it up. We actually have it to where you can actually add a picture, you can have color, you can do those things. So it's going to be fun and sexy, and people will use it because it will have an easy use format with it. So those are some things we can add in the future. Grouping, calendaring, all of those things. But right now, that doesn't have it, but it will.
Okay, that makes sense. So that's kind of on the docket for the future as things develop. That makes sense. So the core, at its core, it's designed to be a tool to help people connect better.
Correct.
And so as development goes on, you'll continue to add features that support that mission.
Correct.
So let me ask you, why did you start YPC? What made you want to jump into this?
So my business partner and I, Alan Fink, a while ago, he had talked about this. We actually have a company called SaverKey. And SaverKey is a loyalty reward program. This is actually a product, a subset of SaverKey. And we're finding in a loyalty reward program, there was a lot of people that needed that loyalty, that reward, that wanted that. But then we figured that we needed to have some sort of a customer acquisition app to get more business into brick and mortar stores. And so additionally in our app, and you get that for free too, is how you can get discounts or even free things on the app. I have a company downtown Salt Lake City that offers a free breakfast burrito. You don't have to pay anything to do it. He didn't also pay, he paid nothing at all to put that offer on our app. That's kind of how we started, and then we started looking at what comes first, the offer or people downloading the app. And it was going back and forth. If we're going to acquire customers, how do we do this? And then we looked at it and said, well, this is on the docket to do electronic business cards and all that stuff. So we said, we need to do these simultaneously so that we could better the brick and mortar companies, but then also the connectors out there. Having connectors that are insurance agents, real estate agents, salespeople, all this stuff, they're always wanting to go to dinner. They're always want to take someone out and do something. Well, they now can do it a little cheaper, a little more frugal, and get some of the best products, like 60% off sushi, do a lot of these different things that you can get by having this app on your phone. So then we started to really push the connector program, the electronic business cards, and then coming from a marketing background, I started to add in the interpersonal communication, networking, the connecting, all of those things that have just really ignited this whole product right now to really take off in all areas of the country, not just here in Salt Lake City.
Wow, okay, but you are based here in Salt Lake City,
We are based
That's
in Salt Lake City.
Fantastic. Okay, do you have a lot of adoption so far here in the state?
We're actually just rolled this out just a couple weeks ago.
What?
So this, like I said, is very embryonic.
I mean, I knew that, right? Because that's why we're interviewing him. I knew all about that.
So anyways, that's why we're on the show here, but that's why we're pushing information out. We actually are going to San Diego. We have a group of already 100 people committed in San Diego in October to come to a little training orientation meeting about what the app does. And they're all excited just by what we've shared. So it will start to take off very rapidly. And then that's called our YPC Pro program and our YPC Plus program. That gives people, when they sign up and they can go to some of those meetings that we have that will be connector type meetings, but it will be around the country. One in Vegas, one in Miami, where we can connect with people, but they're going to be fun events. They're going to be exciting things for people to go to, because people always want to party some way, shape, or form and have some fun doing business while they do.
Okay, that's really interesting. So here in Utah, we've got a unique small business environment. You know, You've got Connect Utah community. You've got a thriving B&I community. You have, of course, Venture Utah, which naturally is the biggest player. But will be someday. Anyways.
With the use of the app, absolutely.
With the use of the app, our next tool. We're coming for you, Roger. I'm friends with Roger, so yeah.
Me too.
He's a good guy. So I guess my question is, before I make more of an idiot out of myself, is so it sounds like this is going to complement what's existing instead of competing with it.
I'm glad you made that statement, because a lot of times people will create a networking group or something and they think, oh, we don't want you to come in because it's going to conflict with this. It's going to take, no. In fact, it does something different. It totally complements. It gives them a chance inside the connector meetings, inside the network meetings. There's Connect Share that's coming out now. There's a bunch of them. There's probably 17 of them. They're Networker. All of these people are coming out with a lot of different things, but they still don't do what we do. They still don't have that connection outside of the connection meeting. How do you meet people? How do you connect with them outside? We'll have everyone from every industry, hairstylists, you name it. Every industry that wants to have people have their business card is going to be done electronically. And now other people can be that connector all the time and share your information electronically with them. That's going to be the key. And so, yes, it does enhance what they're doing, doesn't take away.
That is fantastic, TJ. We got to wrap up, but it was awesome to have you on the show today. Thank you for being here.
You're very welcome, and thank you for inviting me.
Yes. So if you want to get in touch with TJ, we've got his contact information below. You can, the best contact information for the app there below. You can utilize that to learn more about YPC. You can download it from the Google Play Store or for the iOS.
Yep. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, perfect. So, all right, before we have our next guest on, I'd like to share with you a moment about Venture Utah, the show that you are indeed gracing with those two eyeballs of yours at this moment. Venture Utah, as you can see, is all about strengthening and connecting the small business community here in the state of Utah. So, what that means is we give any small business the opportunity to come on the show for free and talk about their business and teach us and share with us their knowledge and help strengthen the people around them and the business owners around them. So if you want to become a guest on Venture Utah, all you have to do is go to ventureutah.com and click on Become a Guest. And that will be, and then you will have a little form for you to fill out. You're welcome to do that. And we will contact you when we have a fit for your business. So I'm very excited as I am joined by Lamont and Alyssa from Open Doors, a nonprofit based in Syracuse? Clearfield. Based in Clearfield that is doing amazing things. And I'm very excited to have them on the show. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Yes. So first question, what is Open Doors?
Open Doors is we service all of Davis County and Morgan County for low-income families. We're here to eradicate poverty and child abuse. We have our community action team up in Layton, where there's our food bank, our rapid rehousing, where we're relocating homeless individuals back into housing. We have our Suffer Center that are assisting families that are in need for Christmas times and different things like that, Christmas boxes or whatever. We also have in Clearfield our family support team, where they're doing anything from child care, different stuff like that. If you're just in a crisis moment, you're having some time that you just need some time alone, you can come drop your kids off with us once a week for a couple hours, make an appointment, and we'll keep the kids for you guys. Just have some free time, go take a bath, go shopping, or you don't have to hear that, daddy, give me this, give me this. You know, you can go do those things by yourself and just let us watch the kids. And then there's our Circles Davis County portion, where we're here to assist families in becoming self-sufficient.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And that is so intriguing. I mean, I love the idea that I'm a big fan of an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Yes.
You know, and that simple service of, hey, here's 2 hours, just drop the kids off, no questions asked, just come back. But no questions asked.
Right.
And you can take a break, you can relax, get your sanity back.
Yes.
I mean, even with well-behaved children, it gets nuts. I have 3 kids under the age of 5. And sometimes, well, I'm not going to say that on camera, but they can be frustrating.
Yeah, and sometimes, like our family support director, she'll say, and what she told me about it, just like kids need a break sometime too. They need a break away from us sometimes too. And it gives them that time to get there and interact with other kids and stuff like that. They need that break as well.
That's so awesome. I do want to ask a few more questions, though. I kind of want to focus on what Alyssa is here for. So how did you start working with Open Doors? What have you done with them?
So my mom actually went through the Circles program in 2016, and while I was going with her, I noticed that there's something for the youth there. You know, I had to go help with the kids, and I was not open up for the adults, so I would come to the kids and I would help, and there was something that I could learn, you know. So now that we were like, we need to attack the whole family, you know, we need to help the youth, you know, give them allow them to learn life skills, and so that's what we did. And so we target teens, youth ages 13 to 17, and we teach them life skills like time, stress, and money management. Just last week we did dream boards, and they did some awesome things. One kid said he wanted a house one day, he wanted a big family, because he didn't have that growing up. And yeah, just recently we handed out 100 backpacks to kids in the kids in the community, sorry.
No, that's awesome. That's fantastic.
Yeah, our Circles program has been operating here in Davis County since 2015. I say her mom came in, and what I love about this program, we are a hand up and not a handout. You know, we don't give you anything but the resources to pull yourself out of poverty. And as she was going through the program, she just was like, hey, why do I have to wait till I'm older to learn these things?
Yeah, our youth should learn these skills now for later when they're in poverty. We can help them now before they get to that position.
Yes.
Amen.
So we're targeting these positions now, these things now.
That's incredible.
And a lot of this stuff is not being taught in the schools. They're not being taught budgeted. You know, we had a young man, we got him a job, and he was excited. He was like, when I get my paycheck, I'm going to provide dinner. I'm going to have $80. I worked 8 hours, I did 10 hours, I'm going to have $80, and I'm going to buy dinner. What we do when we start our meetings, we do what we call new and goods. I don't care how bad your week was, you have to give me something new and good to have. Find something in the good. And he usually had one, but he didn't have one. So I'm like, well, what's wrong with you, buddy? That job you got me, they cheated me. Like, what do you mean they cheated you? I only got $62. Like, you met FICA, didn't you? But these are the things that's not being taught to them. So that's what, when she came up to me, it was like, we need a youth program. So I'm like, let's push this, let's push it, and start educating our youth so they don't have to go through the barriers of us, what our parents and adults do, because a lot of these programs wasn't available when we were coming up and stuff like that. So we had to go through these and to learn. But when she brought this along, it was just, it was perfect. It fit right in. And our youth are just, but she also sits on the Clearfield Youth Commission. So she does a lot of stuff in the community. She's very active and out there and just bringing kids and just bringing awareness to them. You know, if you need somebody to talk to, because a lot of these teenagers are not going to talk to their parents, but they'll talk to their fellow youth. And that's what she's been pushing and doing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so I love what you said about, you know, helping them avoiding ever getting into poverty. I remember in high school, we were required to take a financial literacy class of some kind. And I think we talked about mortgages. I don't know. But, you know, I worked my way through high school. I had jobs. I figured out, I learned, you know, taxes, what that means and how much they take out of your check. I learned budgeting. I learned how to take care of stuff like that, just kind of doing it. And it's at that moment, it's when I feel like it's at that moment when someone is first trying, that's when they need the help the most.
Yes.
That's when they need the education the most. And they're still young enough that it's very easy for them to make a mental shift. It's easy.
Sensitive period.
Yeah, a very impressionable period, I guess you could say. So what are do you have a set curriculum that you run teenagers through?
Yeah, it's a 12-week program. We line it with our adults program, so it's like a lot of the same things, just more fun, but still learning the essential things. Yes, like I said, last week we made dream boards. We also talked about stress management. This week we'll be talking about organization because, you know, a lot of our youth, the rooms are dirty. I'm not going to say I don't have a dirty room, but yeah, so that organization, that plays a big part in like mental stuff and also, yeah.
And I said there's a curriculum that we go through. We put these families to a 12-week curriculum, you know, just breaking down the systematic barriers, what's keeping you in poverty. And after they go through the 12-week, and we basic on the whole family. You know, we don't want to just be teaching the adults this. We want to work on that whole family because we want to break that intergenerational poverty. So we attack the whole family, and what we're learning, what their adults are learning in the class, the kids are learning, but they do it on a more fun level, just so they're having fun in there and they can get it. And that's what they're teaching in there. And once they go through the 12 weeks, they become certified, and that's when they are certified circle leaders. And we match them up with what we call allies. An ally is just a mentor, but we don't say mentor because there's a hierarchy with mentor. We want to keep everybody on the same playing level, you know, because people in middle class and upper class, they can learn from people that are in poverty and vice versa. And we also want to restructure a circle around these families of negative friends. A lot of families that are in poverty, their families are their friends, they're people in poverty. So when they have something they want to do, hey, I want to go back to school, a lot of them say, okay, that's not worth doing. Why would you do that? But having an ally, somebody that's positive and that's in your corner, hey, let me show you how to do it. Especially with a single mom. Hey, there's grants you can get to go back to school. There's this. And a lot of the resources these families in poverty don't know. So when we match them up with an ally, they're there to support them in their journey and hold them accountable for the things that they want to do. Yeah.
Wow. And that's what I do. I'm a youth ally, so I help them with things like getting job interviews, resumes, stuff like that.
That is awesome.
Also just being just a friend for them.
And the family can work together to
we do it
to build them.
Afterwards, we go up and we do what we call a family style dinner because we started doing home visits. A lot of these families are not eating dinner together. You know, I get a lot of families coming, hey, my son is acting out. He won't talk to me. Can you say something to him? He listen to you. Well, sit down with your family and have dinner. Sit down and turn these devices off. You know, this device world is killing us because I go and do home visits with our coaches and stuff. Kid over here on the phone. Somebody's over here. Dad downstairs watching TV. There's no more family interaction. So we place that after our meeting. We'll provide the dinner. You guys sit down. And each one of my staff, they go around each table and get a dialogue started. And then they'll leave them. And they're there to finish up talking. And a lot of the kids love it because it's like, man, I got to talk to my dad last night. That was awesome. My dad's always in there watching TV. He never has time for me. At circles, he can talk to me. So they love it. They love the waiting for the dinner portion that they can actually sit down with their family and talk.
Wow. That's huge.
Yes.
It's really, and that's something that my wife is I'm sure she's saying I told you so right now. we may or may not struggle with this slightly in our house, but you know, we do work pretty hard to make sure that we give our children time to talk to us about their day and to connect with them. And I can see, I'm looking into the future at 5 years from now, me, and how hard it might be to still be sacrificing my time in the evenings to be with my children instead of doing what I want to do. And so
but I've learned if we don't do it, they'll get that information from somebody else. They'll go talk to somebody else. They'll be friends with somebody else. They'll trust somebody. And a lot of them is not the good people that they need to be around. So that's why I say these are the good tools to have to keep that family structure going. And that's what we're here for.
I love that you're addressing specifically intergenerational poverty.
Yes.
I mean, I actually did a couple of articles about the differences between intergenerational poverty and short-term poverty, and how people tend to just view poverty as poverty, and they say, oh, you can solve all of poverty with a certain set of proposals. And it's so, but intergenerational poverty is a very different thing from short-term poverty, from mental illness or drug-related poverty. These things require different solutions.
Yes, it does.
And you guys are attacking it right at its core.
Yes, we are.
Oh man, so I'm really excited about this. I love this very much. So the next question would be then, what is the best way for people to get involved?
They can reach out to us for the adults and everything. They can reach out to either myself or any one of our coaches. We meet every Thursday. You know, we wait till a lot of people is actually interested in meeting. We don't just give our location out. A lot of our families are going through issues and stuff like that. So Circles is a safe haven. So when we know that you're actually going to be a part of the group, that's where we give our location out. But we do meet every Thursday at 5:30. We provide a structured lesson and then just hanging out, having dinner together. And if they want to reach out, they want to be part of the youth program, they can reach out to Alyssa. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can find us at Circles Davis County Youth on Facebook. If you would like to come talk to the youth, about a specific topic or thing, you can come reach out to us on Facebook. Yeah.
So I got a quick question I should have asked before, but is it working?
Yes.
Yes?
We've worked with, so far since 2015, we've worked with over 100 families. We've actually got 22 completely off of public assistance. 5 of them has purchased homes. 5 of them have started businesses, and one of our guys that started a business, he just recently started another business. Wow. And he started a bounce house, and every event we have, he donates the bounce houses back to us.
At the backpack giveaway event, we had our police officers play against our youth, and we had 2 of our business people, circulators that made their own business, out there, and
came back and donated some of their business to us, giving back, because this guy came to us homeless, and he was just like, I need somebody just to believe in me. That's all I need. I don't need any handouts or anything. I just need somebody to believe in me, and I'll promise you, I'll turn my life around. Within 18 months, he came to me and was like, I quit that job you gave him. Like, why did you do that? He was like, because I wanted you to be the first person to have my business card. I started my own business, and it's been doing very well at it. So, and he also hires circle leaders that are coming back through the program. He offered them jobs as well.
Wow.
So yeah, and like I said, and then we just hired a young lady that started our first cohort. She started our first cohort, and she is actually our intergenerational poverty director now. So yeah, it works. It works. But it's a program that you have to want. You can't come in and think we're going to give you, like I said, we're a hand up and not a handout. We don't give you anything but the tools for you to pull yourself out of poverty. We're here to inspire and equip you with the tools necessary to pull yourself out of poverty. Yeah, it works.
Wow, that is awesome. And I think it lends a lot of strength to the argument that that we can do it when we rely on each other.
Yes.
You know, there's some times that you are missing something that you need.
Yes, it is.
And someone can come and help.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. So what do you need? What does Open Doors need right now?
For us, with our adult program, we're in need of allies.
Okay. People
to come in and basically meet with our families and stuff like that, and basically hold them accountable or be a new friend to them. You know, if we want our families to become middle class and upper class, who do you need to hang out with? Families that are in middle class or upper class. Families that have a house. You want to own a house one day, you want to own a business, these are the people you need to be around, business owners, home buyers and stuff like that. These are the people we want you around. So we try to center around, and that's where we kind of need allies and stuff like that.
I love that. So what is the best way to reach out and contact you about helping out?
Our Facebook page, for sure.
Facebook page.
We usually reply really quickly, so.
Okay, sweet. So we should have that information down at the bottom of the screen as well. So I would highly encourage you to check out Open Doors, check out the Circles program, check out everything they're doing, and please get as involved as possible. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Alyssa. She was super nervous. She did a great job. I feel like she did really well.
She did really good.
Thank you.
She is a rock star in our community. She really is. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. So I've got to do another segment and get on my soapbox a little bit. But
thank you very much.
Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so before we move on, as I mentioned my soapbox, I want to do a quick shout out to my company, Robin Hood Studios. We do video production and videography for small businesses. And what I want to talk about today with that is our unlimited videos special, or deal that you could call it, which it is true. It is unlimited, although it's limited by a few things. So what the way the unlimited video deal works is we come to your place of business, we set up all of our professional filming gear, and then we have 60 minutes, a full hour, to shoot with you as many videos as you are prepared to shoot in that hour. This is a fantastic way to get all of your content for the month, for an entire month, for your Facebook page or your YouTube channel. If you want to have videos that cover your customer touch points, so say your customers go through a process and you want to send them a video at each step of the process to let them know where they're at, it's great to do that. If you wanted to get some ads or some videos to go on your website, it's great for that. We film for 60 minutes, all the videos you're prepared to film in the hour. We take all that footage back, we edit each of the videos, send them back to you ready for upload, all for $400. And you can get it even more affordable for $300 if you come to our studio in Clearfield instead of having us come to you. It's an incredible deal. If you're interested in that, head to rhsvideos.com and fill out our contact form. You can also reach out directly to Robin Hood Studios at 801-979-2128. All right, our last segment this week is again brought to you by 2Evolve Coaching, coaching and consulting. I have been a very happy client of To Evolve Coaching for the last year, and they are coming on as a vision partner for this show, which I'm very excited about. My vision for Venture Utah has always been to strengthen and connect the small business community in Utah, and part of strengthening is knowledge. Just like Lamont was saying, providing the tools and the resources for someone to pull themselves up. I envision Venture Utah doing a very similar thing for small business owners. And so because we're partnering with To Evolve Coaching, I've been sharing things that I've learned throughout the coaching process, and I want to share another thing that I've learned, and that is the difference between pursuing a life of significance or pursuing a life of ease. And for me, what that difference means is, am I trying to make my life easier, or am I trying to make my life more meaningful? As I strive, as I catch myself in fantasies, as I'm setting goals, as I'm working hard and making plans, what is it aimed at? Is it aimed at making my life easier, or is it aimed at making my life more significant and more meaningful? And what I've found is that by pursuing significance, pursuing meaning, I'm a lot happier. My life means more to me, and it means more to others, and I'm able to access happiness and joy a lot more frequently. Life is never going to be easy. It will never be easy at every step of the level, from every step from the lowest of the low socioeconomic statuses to the highest of the highs. Life is not going to be easy. We have a tendency to create our own problems. Even when we have solved the problems that most people deal with, we still have problems, and we still have to address them. Life is never going to be easy, but life can be significant. It can be meaningful. And as I've adjusted my goals and I've adjusted my perspective to look away from a life of ease, knowing that first of all, you're never going to get there, and second of all, if you did get there, that's not somewhere you want to be. You don't want to have a life that's easy. That's not happiness. You want to have a life that means something, that is significant in some way. So when you focus your energies on that, you open the door. That's the theme for this week's episode. You open the door to more happiness for yourself and to do more for other people around you and to lift other people around you. That's a very short little lesson. It doesn't really require much more explanation. If I did keep trying, I would probably just repeat myself. So I'm going to leave you with that and a charge to avoid seeking a life of ease and instead seek for a life of significance. I'm very excited to keep going with Venture Utah and keep sharing information with you. We'll see you next week. Thanks again. I'm Cameron Porter.